Right.
Bitch, I went in there with a damn suit on and a briefcase with nothing in the bit. Bitch, look like somebody. What's up? Bitch, what y'all about to do? I got that contract though. Nothing in it. Not a
Nothing in
paper,
it.
a pencil, the damn purse. Got it off Amazon.
The Who Do You Think You Are podcast is sponsored by Good Trip Inc. It's a super dope gallery with a super dope artist that owns it. Black owned, 416 South McDowell Street, downtown Raleigh. Y'all come through, check him out. Tell him that SP the Writer sent you.
My name is Christopher F., owner of Good Trip Tattoo and Art. My passion is creating art, and there's no better feeling than seeing a happy client.
And who do you think you are?
Me?
Yes, you.
Marcus Doss.
Marcus Doss.
That's it. I'm a small business owner that's trying to make it. Everybody think this celebrity is like, I'm just regular.
Just regular.
Because where people see me at, I don't think that in my brain, I'm not there. You know what I'm talking about?
Gotcha.
Like my expectations are like way further than where I'm at.
So what are your expectations?
Yeah, I'm reaching for the stars.
What are the stars?
I'm trying to do like I don't know. It's just like to where I'm like not comfortable, because they say when you comfortable, it's like
you dying then.
Yeah.
You dying once you get
So
comfortable.
that's why I'm always looking for what's next. I'm always thinking like, okay, I done did this. Okay, what's next? All right, I did this. Okay, what's next? So I just need to figure out how to get there.
Right.
Like everything I done now, I done with like no business plans, no nothing.
Yeah.
And I just did it. So I'm thinking like now that I'm getting older, because I opened my first salon when I was like 27 years old.
Okay. And how old are you now?
37. I mean 39.
Okay.
So, but I opened I brought my second.
Hold on, you 37 or you 39?
No, I brought my second building at 37.
Gotcha.
So 10 years later, so I had it for 2 years, so I'm 39. But
Okay.
yeah, I be mixing up.
So we right there then. I'm
Yeah.
right behind you.
Her?
38.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, I turned 39 in April.
Okay. And I turned 38 in May.
Boom. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I ain't even scratched the surface yet. So I'm still hustling, bustling, moving, shuffling, trying to figure it out. But before I didn't have any like plans or nothing. So now when I planned it, it's like, okay, let's go.
Right.
How you doing? So I'm thinking I can get further with planning. Because like they don't teach us that in school. You pay, well, I didn't pay that much for hair school. But now they charging like $20,000 for school, and they teaching you how to do their hair. You're
Right.
paying to learn how to do my hair.
Right. Where'd you go to hair school at?
I went to hair school in Fayetteville at Fayetteville Beauty College. So it was like Fayetteville Beauty College and Fayetteville Tech. So I took I got associates in cosmetology.
Okay.
And back then, I paid $1,500 for school.
Wow, now it's 20,000.
Yeah, so I took out a $2,000 loan, and I paid $500 for a car to get back and forth to school, a little regular car to get back and forth to school, and I paid $1,500 for my classes.
Right.
And then I did hair on the side to buy my books and my kit.
Okay. So is that when you first started doing hair altogether, or were you doing hair since?
I've been doing hair since I was 10 years old.
Oh wow.
I started doing, my mom she would have me scratch her scalp before, like, you know, to go to the salon. You remember that?
Right.
And so I was doing that, and then I'm creative. Like my brain, like, see how he like do art? Like my brain, I create with my, with hair.
Right.
So like hair is like an art to me. So like I can sculpt, move, you know what I'm saying? So I started just practicing if I mimic, if I see somebody do something, I can pick it up.
Right.
So I would go to the salon with my mom, and she will, I would see people do.
Oh, so that was your cheat sheet.
Yeah, so I would see people do. So then when I'm like at the house playing in her hair, I would mimic how a stylist did.
Right.
And so I had did one time had fell asleep, and I was like just playing in her hair, and I had did a style, and then she had woke up and she was like, "Oh shoot, I gotta get your daddy from work," and she kept the style in. And she was like driving around. And,
compliments galore.
yeah, and I was like, she was like, "Mom," they was like, "Oh, Ray, who did your hair?" She's like, "Boy, Scooter did my damn hair." You know, it was just like nothing, because I was like 10. I was like maybe 10, 11 years old. And ever since then, it was like I always played in people's hair. I remember I was in like 5th grade, and there was this girl named Samantha Hensley in Miss Fairclough class, and I had did this. She had a ponytail and a long ponytail. I just braided it, just like one braid. And then like the whole class got up and was looking at it, and the teacher got up and was like, wow. "Oh my God." And I'm thinking like, it's just a braid, you know, but I'm learning now, like just over the pandemic, my worth, like it ain't just a braid. Like everybody can't do that, you know, so it comes like second nature to me, but some people it's like way, so that's why I just learned that.
Yeah, because I can do a braid, but I can't do a real braid. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I know the 3-man weave, you know what I mean? But it ain't gonna be tight. It ain't gonna be nothing you can go to the store with.
Exactly. And then when I first started doing hair, I didn't even know how to cornrow. Okay. And so now my specialty is like extensions and weaves and stuff. So I used to get like somebody to braid their hair, and then I would sew it in. Right. And then afterwards, I was like, man, I ain't gonna have this girl here every time. So I ended up learning how to do that. Yeah.
Got you. So crazy. I heard you say Scooter. Where did Scooter come from?
I did say that, didn't I?
You did. Where did Scooter come from? That's a family name?
Yeah. I was fat, and I couldn't walk, and I scooted everywhere. So my daddy called me Scooter. Wow. But it was country part, so it was always Scooter. So, you know, they cut everything off in the country.
That's funny, yeah.
But, yeah, it's crazy. But, yeah, that's how I started. And I went from hair. I went from doing it in the house, and then I started doing guidance counselor hair. Then I was doing teacher's hair. Then I was doing...
Were you charging?
Probably maybe $25. Like, back then, I would leave school... I would ride the bus home with somebody and do their hair. They would I'll ride home with the guidance counselor, or I'll ride home with the teacher, and then they'd take me to another teacher house, and then they'd take me to another student house. Oh, wow. And then whoever got their hair done last, that's who took me home. Wow. And so you was hitting the teachers and the guidance counselors for like $20, $25 a pop. And this is what grade? I was in high school. I was in maybe 9th, 10th. It was like, I did hair like all junior high and high school. I did hair. Or you stacking the money? Boy, no. Popping bottles, not playing. Popping bottles. That young, you don't really have no guidance. And then my parents, they both was like on drugs, and they didn't. We didn't know nothing about nothing. Like our lights would be off for like months. Like I just knew that I had to like hustle and do something. It's just crazy how it wasn't bad, but it was like because we just made it fun. And I thought it was normal. You know what I'm saying? Until I started going to other people's houses, and I was like, oh, y'all got lights? I didn't, you know what I'm saying? So that's why, and that's one reason why I would like stay after school, because there wasn't nothing in the house. So I would stay after school, I would do like step team, I would go over here, house here, you know what I'm saying? So by the time you get home, it's sleepy, tired, and then you sleep, it's already dark. You can get up and go to school the next day. You want no skipping school, because guess what? There won't no damn food at the house. You better go get your lunch, go get some, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's why these kids these days, they too privileged, because like, skip school, bitch, I would never do that. Right. Never got suspended. What you about to do at the house? Want no TV at the house? Nothing to do. Nothing. Right. You better go, bro. Did your parents work? Yeah, my dad did, and my mom, no, she never did. She just bingo. So the building that I got now, that I just brought, we actually used to play bingo in that building when I was a kid. Wow. And like she would just blow all the money in that bingo hall. And now, after about 20 years later, I brought that same building in.
That's crazy. How did that feel?
Good. I'm just when I still be just doing stuff. Like I saw the building. The building was vacant for like a year, and it was just it's a really nice building, but it just didn't look appealing to me.
Right.
So I never like
looked into it.
Turned into that in the salon. So I seen it on the and I was like, I told my realtor, like, this was like years later. I was like, man, if you find a building, let me know. So this is crazy. So the building was there for a year. The bingo hall gave it to their granddaughter, and she turned it into a salon.
Okay.
So the plumbing and stuff and the wall she had.
So
she had put it in there.
It was getting prepped for you.
Prep. So I told this realtor guy, I know him. So it was like maybe 4 years we haven't talked to each other. Like I know him, like he cool.
Right.
And for maybe 5 years, it was just a long time.
Yeah.
And on this same day, bro, he had called my manager.
Okay.
And she didn't pick up. Same exact day later on, I called him. 5 years later, I ain't talked to him. 5 years later, I was like, hey, Mr. Sharp, what's going on? He was like, nothing much. He was like, Sonya told you to call me? I was like, no, I just wanted to see what you was up to. He was like, Mark, I got a building, bro. Come look at it. Same exact day. I've never talked to him, never told him to do nothing. He just a realtor. And I think like maybe years prior, I knew he was getting into realty,
right.
Real estate,
all that, yeah.
And I think I told him, I was like, man, if you find something, let me see. You know what I'm saying? I just blew it to him. But
right.
I was like, and we never like kept in touch.
He had you on the list.
Yeah, so he never kept in touch. But on that same exact day, he called my manager. She didn't pick up. And then out the blue, I just called him.
Right.
Went inside that building. 2 months later, he was in there.
So when you went to see it and you realized it was the building from.
I never been back in that building from a child, and then when I went back in there to see it as an adult, it was as a salon.
Right.
So when I'd never been in there, but I would pass it all the time.
Right. Did you have any like overwhelming feelings or emotions about it when she was like, yo, like.
Bro, when I tell you it moves so fast, like when I saw the building, and I'm a visionary, like I can see something, so I like put the chandeliers over here, I like put the drive, and then me and my manager, we collabed on it. But when I saw the building, I just walked through and I was like, we can do this. This is it, yeah. We can do this. And mind you, I didn't know how. I didn't know how I was gonna do it. So the guy, he sold me the building, so I just had this building. I was still under lease.
Right.
Told my uncle to go look at it. He's a carpenter, and he does construction. We needed like a new roof, like it was everything. But it's a really good building.
Right.
And so I flipped. I mean, I had to flip it. So in my head, I was thinking like, okay, I'm gonna go take a loan out, and then my credit didn't go through. And the guy that I had, he was like, Mark, the building yours. And where I come from, like, niggas say they got you all the time.
Right.
So I'm looking at him like, sir.
He be saying anything.
Yeah, like, he's like, Mark, the building yours. So I'm like still going to my other salon, whoop-de-whoop. So the loan didn't go through or whatever. The banks denied. I was like, told you it's not mine, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bro, he's like, I got it. He's like, it's yours. I was like, okay, bet. He went through a private lender.
Okay. Private
lender gave him $100,000, and he gave it to me, and I brought the building for $80,000.
Wow.
And now it's worth like $3
already.
Because I had to. When I tell you, it was a Caucasian lady salon for 16 years, and it was like it was empty. Like it was nothing. It was I had to do the whole building. And the thing was, I was thinking like, okay, so I brought the building as is, and then I had to like make it, workable.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like, okay, got this building. I was like, I don't got no credit, can't get no loans. Like, how am I paying for this?
Right.
So I've been paying my wife like for 3 to 4 years. I've been paying her every week to do the booking at the salon and do the HR work.
Yeah.
Why she saved up every check I gave her.
Of course she did.
And had the money to flip the building.
Wow.
And then I did. I mean, I did. Then the city gave me some grants.
Okay.
And then I took out a cash advance because they don't look for your credit. They don't report to this credit bureau. But my point is, like, the banks said no, like the loan people said no, but
Right.
it's still ways around.
Right.
Like, and it laid it out. I got a cafe in there. I got a kitchen in my salon, cafe. I have suites to where I can rent out to different stylists, lash tech, natural hair care. I got 7 suites, and then I have an open floor plan with 6 stylists, so I can house like 13 stylists.
Oh, sure. You might as well go in and put a whole spot in there then.
I mean, that was what I was going to, but see, and then like everybody see that I flipped this building, everybody was like, "Oh my God, you done brought property, you done this." This is the only first building the first business in my family, and some of my family still haven't been to my salon. But then I started growing. Before you know, you kind of be in your feelings a little bit. Right. But then I started growing, and that's why you start learning. You like people would never appreciate what they don't understand. Right. So they never had, so they don't know what it takes to actually do this. To me, it's just, oh, Marcus got a salon,
Right. When you were young and you were in high school, even middle school too, and you were doing hair and doing the teacher's hair and you're collecting money and stuff like that, were your parents taking your money?
Hell yeah.
So mom was playing bingo with all that, right?
Baby, already. Yeah, I don't know. It was all going to other stuff. I actually had this. I got this. I don't know where I got this white car from. It's a white Taurus, and I had it. It was still runnable, and I had took my dad to rehab in it. And he been clean ever since. And I had took him to I took him to Wilmington.
Okay.
And it's been about 14 years now, I think.
And how old were you when he was in rehab?
Oh, I don't know.
You were in high school?
Maybe right out of high school.
Right out of high school?
Probably maybe right out of high school.
Gotcha.
It was all in that little
Did your mom rehab as well?
time, bro. She just followed my dad. In the country, it be kept women.
Yeah.
So they just do what the husband do.
Gotcha. So is she clean now as well? Yeah.
Yeah, it just happened. It was crazy. He just never went back. But the thing is, what's funny? We was talking about this the other day. It's like we didn't have much, but we felt love. You know what I'm saying? And we was like always laughing, always happy. Like even when we was staying in this hotel for like a year. Like I was doing hair in the hotel. I was friends would come over. Right. We would have like little cookouts at the hotel. We didn't know like it was,
that it was the worst.
Yeah,
or, Because it could have been, we see movies and people live, through these things as well, but it could have been a situation like Precious, something like that.
Oh, yeah, no, see, it was.
And so it was complete opposite in the sense of like, nah, we was good. Like,
we was fun, we were laughing all the time, so, I mean, I got it, but then I got older and everybody was like, oh my God, you got a story, and I'm like, that was life. We was trying to live.
Right.
We were just living, so. But now and then after this, I've started doing wigs for like the government. So now I do cranial prosthesis. So anybody who suffers from like alopecia, lupus, cancer, the VA pay for their wigs, and I take TRICARE insurance. And what's funny is like I did this class, I had this lady card. You know how when you at events and you just get cards, so you get home with like 1,000 cards. And this card was like laying. You have like a little card thing you put in your dresser drawer or whatever. And I was like, maybe 26. I don't know. I opened my salon when I was 27, my first one. And then the car was sitting right there, and I was like, let me call, see what this lady do. because I got her card. Ended up calling her, getting she was like, "Yeah, I remember you. Come to the class. Paid for the continuing education classes in Atlanta.
Right.
I became a a hair loss specialist, and I took her class in Georgia, and then I got a contract with the VA, because just like a fake hand, a fake leg,
Right.
fake hair, same thing.
Right.
And I got a contract with them, and it's called a cranial prosthesis, and I've been doing cranial prosthesis wigs for like almost 10 years.
Wow. And that's that guaranteed money.
Yeah. Even when the pandemic was going on, and even when, I don't know, the government had that little, I was still getting insurance
Right.
checks. And just like you get in a car wreck and write an insurance claim,
Right.
you write an insurance claim for your hair loss.
That's I do know a little bit about that, you know what I mean, but not enough to really have a full conversation about it. But I do know when you got those government contracts in place, that's always a buffer for kind of anything that happens in the economy.
That's where I want to like go to, because I only work like Wednesday, Thursdays, and Friday now.
Okay.
So I want to do just all cranial prosthesis, like, and then like anybody who comes under my salon will actually be a cranial prosthetic rep also. So because it's just like you're under a practice, you know, like if you have your dentistry license
Right.
and you go work for a dentist, it's the same thing.
Got you. So then, because everybody loves to get their hair done by Marcus Dawes. Everybody wants a extension unit. Everybody wants this. So with that, like, how does that look business-wise? If you're moving away from that.
Oh, well, see, I don't think I'm gonna like stop, but it's
Okay.
the fact that I know my worth now, and when you can do the same thing for thousands, it'd be dumb for me to do. You want to work smarter, not harder. So
Right.
it'd be not dumb, but it wouldn't be
As financially beneficial. Yeah.
So it'd be like, why? That's like driving a raggedy car when you got a Benz in the garage, like.
Right.
Drive your
Or driving from Raleigh to Fayetteville just to come right back to Raleigh.
Shut up. But that's the goal. So
Gotcha.
you is a fool. But yeah.
How far away from that do you think you are?
Not far.
Okay.
Not far. I'm actually I want to do, just have it to where, because they get one a year. So if you build your clientele up, you can kind of move it to where you need to move it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then I think about hair loss is because a lot of people don't know hair and stylists. So for example, my client, she was pregnant, and I put her unit on. She got pregnant. The units last about 3 months.
Right.
So she got pregnant. She was about 4 or 5 months when she came to get it off.
Right.
And so, she was pregnant, and then she had the baby, but the unit was still in. So she came to get it so she had postpartum hair loss. So, but she took her wig off, and if I didn't have my education in what I knew what was going on, I would think, or the client would have thought, you pulled my hair out.
Right.
Like all this was like thick hair. Hair was full of thick everywhere. So if she took her wig off and then all this came off, like from here back, all came off.
Wow.
But it was postpartum alopecia.
Okay.
And because I'm thinking like you put the glue on the forehead, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I didn't know or she didn't know, she would have put the blog up.
Yeah,
Marcus did
been a
this.
wrap.
Yeah. And so when I showed her the videos and the pictures of postpartum alopecia, it looked just like hers.
Wow.
And then birth control is another one that young women don't know. They trying to just not have a baby, quote unquote, but it's a sacrifice you gotta make
Wow.
if you want to.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. And they don't either. They thinking birth control, blah, blah, blah. But I started seeing it because I was thinking like, you 20, your teens, your 20s, like how are you
Losing
having
hair.
hair loss? Like what the
Yeah.
hell? Like that's your richest hair. Like that's your best hair, And it was thinning, it was falling out, and I'm thinking like, what the hell? Like this isn't normal.
Right.
And that's when you do your research. And then I told them to put in the name of their birth control. And when they put their birth control name in, number one thing, temporary hair loss or major hair,
Wow, that's crazy.
And then you think it, because we get a lot of slack as stylists. So if you don't know about hair loss, then you think like, damn, I really made her hair thin. You know what I'm saying? I really took her hair. And that's why people like sew-ins take my hair out. No, sew-ins don't. I have clients, natural hair, black women to their butts, and they still get installs.
Right.
So if it's properly done the correct way, it should make your hair grow. It's a protective style. So
right.
That's why us as stylists get a lot of slack, and we don't get our most stylists, because if you don't put the education behind it, some people are just messing. You know, if you don't put the education behind it, then that's when you don't know. And that's why if you come to my salon, continuing education is a must.
I was about to ask you, so how does your continuing education work?
Yeah, we do all hair shows. We go to all hair shows, all hair classes, any extra curriculum classes. After that, we taking everything. And I told you I sent most of them to get the hair loss specialist class in Atlanta too. So I sent most of them there also. But it's a must. For one, when you go to hair school, they teach you only Caucasian hair. So you get out not knowing our hair anyway. So just like I was saying earlier, you paying the $20,000, so you're gonna pay me to learn how to do my hair.
Right.
It's a dumb. It
That's
don't
crazy.
make sense.
So let me ask you this. So because you brought up Atlanta a couple of times as far as the education and things of that nature, why haven't you moved to Atlanta?
For one, it's 1,002 of me in Atlanta on every corner.
True.
So why would I go there and dummy down my income when you making six figures in Fayetteville? So there, I would have to take down my prices, because I went to Atlanta one time and got a pedicure, and it was like $20. I'm like, the hell?
And how much does a pedicure normally cost?
It's like $45. You know what I'm saying? But
I never had one.
Oh, take care of yourself, fool. But it's like one on every corner. It's a beauty, you know what I'm saying? On every corner. So it's like you steady crabbing the girl. It's oversaturated, saturated, and then it's like everybody, you know, and so you got to think about it. People in their house doing wigs, people in you know what I'm saying? They people traveling doing so it's like, no.
Are there any other successful salon owners in Fayetteville?
Heck yeah.
There are.
When I tell you, you know what's funny? And then I was thinking about before I get on that, but then I was thinking like I'm in Fort Bragg, so it's like it's a melting pot.
Right,
so
yeah, because everybody comes from everywhere.
So why would I leave like and then like who's doing in Fayetteville like what you know what I'm saying? Like it'd be dumb for me to relocate. I can visit for weeks, but
right.
You wouldn't want to leave the bag.
And see, you know, when you're not in certain industries, you just think, you know, people are like, oh, yo, Atlanta. And then, or if I hear Fayetteville, I'm like, oh, you live in Fayetteville? Yeah. Oh, okay, that's what's up.
Fine.
Right.
I don't got to keep up with nobody Jones.
Right.
No. When you build, they will come.
Right.
And I get new clients every day, and I have to tell them, I have to give them off to the other client. But no, that's not going to. Wherever you at, I don't care where you at, you can do what you got to do. People think, oh, I need to move to LA, I need to move to this. If you have your same mindset that you have in the country, and you'll be a country nigga in the city doing the same damn thing. So if your brain ain't where you, then no.
Right.
But so after I brought my building, like it's my other barbers and stylists, I was like, bruh. They saw me, and I'm learning now that I encourage them, because, you know, we known to just rent, and then they don't give us any education on how to build your business credit to buy. They don't get, they just, like I rented my salon for 9 years for $1,700 a month. I brought my building twice.
Yeah.
You think they're going to be like, Mark, you know you can buy, right?
No.
Hell
They gonna keep that money rolling in. Yeah.
Keep it rolling. But so after that, after I did mine, and it's like, bro, my homegirl, she brought a whole strip mall in Hope Mills, North Carolina. It's called the Cave, a salt cave. She got it's a strip mall. Then my other homeboy, barbershop, he was renting in a complex like I was too. He brought a whole strip on Hope Mills Road. My other Spring Lake, she brought another strip, and they put they black salon, like they eating.
Word.
Eating, and it's cheaper. It's way cheaper. I was paying $1,700 for a 1,700 square foot salon, and I have a 3,500 square foot building that I purchased, and I pay $688.
Wow.
It's always cheaper, like always cheaper.
And so, why aren't business owners privy to that type of information of how to build business credit?
Because they don't- who wants that? Who wants you to know better? Like they wouldn't make money.
Right.
They would be.
Well, what about us? Us that make it and then know.
Oh, well, that's why I'm here now. I'm letting everybody know.
You say you're doing your part, right?
Yeah. Even my house. Like I lived in an apartment for 12 years.
Right.
And when I went to go buy my house, I saw my whole complex on the realtor thing, and the thing was like $70,000, $75,000. So you can purchase the whole building,
the whole thing,
and
right.
rent out each one for $700, and his mortgage was probably $700-$800 on the whole building.
Wow.
And I didn't know that.
Right.
And then I was fresh out of school, and then you don't know. But if I would have known, I would have stacked and saved. Which you do have to, start somewhere.
Of course.
So that's why I really don't knock it. But I wouldn't stay no damn 10 years like I did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would do at least maybe 3 to 4, then build, stack, save, and then I would probably look to buy. But if I would have known earlier,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I didn't know anything. I went into 27 years old owning a business and not even having a business plan.
So how did that even get started? Because so you're in high school, you're doing hair, you're kind of basically running a business, obviously, because you're making money off of it. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the money either you're blowing or it's going to your parents, things of that nature. So then you get into your early 20s, post college. What sparked you to say, yo, I need to start my own business if you didn't have those examples in front of you?
Which I don't know. I don't know. When I tell you, I was at I don't know if you know Fayetteville, but I was at Market Fair Mall, and I was working in a salon in the Market Fair Mall.
Okay.
The guy was they was changing it, so they was now that it's wiped out and they revamped everything. So we was there, and then I didn't know they was going to like wipe it out. So I had went to this beauty supply store, and the guy was like, this building right here for rent. I was maybe 25.
Right.
And he was like, this building right here for rent. And I was like, let me go see it. He was like, yeah, Marcus, you should get it. Because he owned a beauty supply store. So
Okay.
it was like good for a salon to be beside. And so he knew this salon was about to go. So I just walked through it and looked, and then he was like, yeah, it's for rent or whatever. I said, okay. I just went and looked. The people still there. I was like, hey, how y'all doing? They looking at me crazy like, you about to buy my
Right.
So I just walked in there, and then when I tell you I put a first month rent and the deposit down on this rental property, and then I went on a cruise for 7 days right after, like I put it in there and then drove to get on the boat. So when I got back 7 days out this cruise, it's this empty building. Wow. I ain't have no furniture.
They had moved everything out.
Like nothing. Like
no
boy,
game
what are you
plan.
doing? No plan, no write out, no nothing. So my wife was like, well, you need to get in there.
Right.
So my uncle came and looked at it. He cut the walls out. Mind you, I'm fixing up these other people's stuff. He cut the walls out like I wanted them. We did the floors. He hung my chandeliers and stuff like I wanted. And I just fixed up this man building, which when I left, couldn't take none of that stuff with me.
Right.
Because it was his building. And I worked in the back, because I did have I think I got a chair off Craigslist or something. I worked in the back, and I did hair back in the back, because in that salon I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It was 8 stylists. Okay. But I was in there by myself. I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
You're like, now I'm thinking about it.
Nobody came with me, like, what the fuck? So I went in there by myself, and I did hair, and then I saved, and I brought some more equipment, did some more hair, saved, and brought some more equipment, and ended up furnishing the whole salon.
Wow. And so you mentioned your wife a couple of times. How old were you when you got married?
I don't know. I met her at a club or something, but it's funny because we rode the same.
Not at TJ's.
No, shut up. We rode the same bus when we was like kids.
Okay, so you known her since childhood then?
No, I didn't know her. I just knew that it was this girl in the front, this little girl in the front. It was elementary school.
Okay.
It was this girl in the front seat that would sleep because we got older, and we was like we started talking about Mr. Maynard, and it was like this joke. Everybody was like, A is for apple, J is Jack. Mr. Maynard ain't got no hair in the back, and she knew it. it. Wow. But it was because he was the bus driver.
Right.
And I'm like, how the hell you know that song? She's like, Mr. Mano's my bus driver. And I was like, girl, that was my bus driver, but I was in the back wild and, whatever. And she was always sleep up front with her sister, so I didn't know her. And then her grandfather stayed right behind us.
Okay.
So she used to ride the bus from her grandfather's house, so.
That's crazy.
I didn't know her.
So y'all was right on the same bus and never even knew.
And then I seen her at the club a couple of times, and then she just walked up to me, and I didn't even know her name, and then we had kissed in the middle of the club. And then she walked off. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, wow.
So then after that, I went back the next week. So
of course. Where's she at?
Where's she at? Went back the next week, so she started dancing again. We would dance together, never knew her name, never nothing. And then I think this is the third time, and she had came and asked, and she was like, no, I thought she was about to ask, for my number. I'm like, okay, she come, because I wasn't going to ask you, about to embarrass me. So
she already done kissed you, bro.
Yeah, it was.
I believe you could get the number.
No.
A little bit more.
And then she came, and she was like, hey, how you doing? I don't know, it was loud. You know how the club be loud. Yeah. And she was like, yeah, I want you to do my hair. I'm like, what the? This is what you want to say.
Right.
Bruh, I was like, okay. Yeah. Like,
so, of course, you did her hair.
For free. Nah, I'm playing. I swear, but I did. I was like, because I had went to, when I first moved out of hair school, I had went to a barbershop that I was getting my hair cut at.
Right.
And it was a salon in there, so I was working there. So I was doing her hair there, and I was just doing for like maybe $15. Little stuff like that. Then I would because I'm like a helpful person, so like she had gotten a car wreck one time, and then I was like, let me, they told a drunk driver hit the car, totaled her car, and then they wanted to give her like a $300 check. And so, you young, you like, okay, maybe $300, $400, $500, something small. And I was like, hell no, like, girl, sit that bitch back. Like, you don't want that. They told your whole car. And I didn't really know her then either. I think maybe did her one time. She was just talking about, when you in nostalgia, you just talk about.
Yeah.
And so she took, she sent the check back, and then they ended up sending her like $2,500 after that.
And so then she was like,
I
need to kiss him again.
Shut up. And then her mom was like, girl, just go on a date with him. You ain't got to marry the dude.
And then she did.
2 kids, 13 years later.
Wow.
Married, and we were both just out of like some crazy ass relationships. So we was like, man, no. So we dated for like 5 years, and it was crazy. Like it was just happened. That's why I be telling people now. They was like, I'm looking for this. I want to find this. I need to go.
Like, yo, just go to the club. Somebody gonna kiss you.
My point is, you don't have to go looking for nothing. Like it's gonna come. Like people get caught up with life, caught up with marriage, caught up in like it just happened. Like I was not looking for nothing. I was like, what's that song? There's an ice box where my heart.
Right.
I was like, hell
Mario.
Quit. No. So I was like, but it'll come. But yeah, 2 kids. But no, I have 4 though. I have 2 by my high school sweetheart, and then I have 2 by. No, it wasn't no sweetheart, my baby mama. Like high school time.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that. That's weird. But I got 2 by her and 2 by now, but it's 4 girls.
4 girls?
4 of them.
Jesus Christ.
18.
Well, I guess it makes sense.
16.
You gotta do all this hair.
And what's funny is I use them for models now too.
Right, exactly.
18, 16, 12,
put them to work.
5. Yeah.
That's what they used to do back in the day anyway. They had kids that till the farm and put them to work.
I didn't even think of that until I was like looking for models, and somebody was like, "Why don't you use your daughters?" I was like, "Oh damn."
Right, right here, free labor.
Stupid. Yeah. So yeah, I put them to work, and then but the only one that does hair want to do hair like me is my 16-year-old.
Okay. My
youngest one, they gymnast. They flip everywhere, every day, and they come to Raleigh every day for gym practice.
Gotcha. How does it feel knowing that one of your kids, your offspring, as they say, actually wants to do what you want to do?
Yeah, she dope too. It do feel good because I was thinking like, damn, ain't none of these motherfuckers gonna do no damn hair. But she good and she dope. She's 16, but I need her to if I mold her, oh yeah, she will be me at 20.
Got you.
Quit. She has my spirit and everything. She a Taurus too.
Okay.
But yeah, she gonna be dope. She can do nails already, hair. She can cook. She's talented, and that's her a gift. That's her gift. You know, you try to, now I'm trying to find my gift in the kids so I can know, like, what the hell to put y'all at. Because me, out of all this hair I was doing, I've never once said I wanted to be a hairstylist.
Right.
Never knew that I could be a hairstylist. Never thought about being a hairstylist. When people like, I was about to graduate high school. Did hair all through middle school, junior high school, and I never knew to be a hairstylist. And my guidance counselor, who I was doing her hair after I got out of school, she was like, what you doing when you get out of school? I was like, I don't know, be an actor or model in LA. I'm like, I fly out, I don't, like, what the hell do you do? I don't know. And she brought me an application to Dudley Hair School.
Okay.
But you know, we was poor and broke. Ain't nobody got no $100 application fee.
Right.
So that's when I went to Fayetteville Tech. I don't know, to this day, I don't know who took me to Fayetteville Tech. I don't know who. I tried to do a financial aid, but my daddy made too much money because he worked at Kelly Springfield.
Okay.
And they didn't give me no money, and that's when I had took out, I don't know how, I know the lady said you might want to get a loan, but I don't know how or who took me to go get the loan for $2,000, but I went and got that, and that's when I started. But other than that, I wouldn't have known. So that's why I try to, like, when I talk to the youth, I try to, like, what do you want to do when you get out? You know what I'm saying? Something to prep them from 9th grade to be like, okay, I mean, I know you might not know exactly what you want to do.
Actually start thinking about it.
But start thinking about it or doing something. So I'm thinking, like, you should have something. Like, my oldest daughter, she just graduated. She don't know what she want to do.
Right.
But she's very smart, so that's her talent. But I got a job at the courthouse, but she talking about real estate school, so you know what I'm saying? But it's still something that's going to be somewhere to do something. You
Right, at least her brain is moving.
Yeah, something. But then somebody was like, your brain don't really mature until you like 25. So I'm like, so what the hell she should do?
Well, a lot of people don't know what they want to do until 30s, 40s sometimes.
For real?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to need a plan, something though. Right?
Yeah, I always tell people, like, when people ask me, to, like, yo, like, I don't know what my passion is, and I'm like, well, I didn't know I was going to be a writer until 3 years ago. I mean, I've been writing since I was a kid, but
you didn't know to be a writer.
But I never thought I wanted to be a basketball player.
Because you tall, so they think that's what you're supposed to do.
And I really ain't even tall in basketball world. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, you know, you walk around 6'8" people your whole life. You're really not even tall. But
that's crazy.
I knew I wanted to own a business. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know that it would translate into something where I'm actually writing. So I always tell people, like, yo, write down all the things that you're good at. Write down all the things that you like to do. And then start doing all of those things. And somewhere in between, if your brain is, like, looking for the business aspect of it, it'll help you kind of move into that direction.
Yeah. I ain't write down nothing. Nothing. A plan, nothing. But what's funny is after I did open this business, I mean, my manager kind of, like, we was trying to figure out how we can cut the walls out and stuff like that. But I was trying to get a grant from the city because, you know, the city give you grant for your business, right? So I was trying to get a grant. And they was like, oh, well, we need a business plan. So I had sent my wife to school to get her master's in healthcare administration. We paid out of pocket. Right. And she had to write a business plan up for one of her tests or one of her programs.
Oh, you was like, oh, you know how to write a business plan, huh?
No, I didn't even know to do that. So she had, because she real smart, so she wrote the whole business plan up, and she took out their stuff and put my stuff in there.
Template.
Give my $20,000.
Wow. So she's really been
a blessing.
Right. Super instrumental in.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of, we work like real, because she's very smart, and I just have a talent. So I didn't know, like she write my invoices she do my insurance claims.
Right.
And she had to do that for healthcare administration.
Gotcha.
So it was just like the insurance claim for the hospital insurance. It's the same thing. And for me to be able to send her to school to get that certification, it was like perfect.
Right.
And we didn't even think. She went first she has a bachelor's in biology. Okay. And then after that, she didn't know it, so that's why she's like healthcare administration. It just all just.
Gotcha. It just went together.
Yeah.
Wow, that's.
No plan again.
but that's what it's supposed to be when you have a partnership like that. When you're married and partner with your mate. to make things happen versus everybody kind of going in opposite directions or, everybody kind of in the same wavelength and there's certain things that can't be done because nobody knows how to do it.
Nobody knows how to do it. And that's crazy because we didn't never have a plan. We just was thinking, because when I went in there, I was like, damn, I need to write this business plan up. Bitch, how?
Right.
And we didn't. And she was like, well, I wrote one up for my thing.
Let's just plug and play.
Plug it in.
Wow.
Let's go.
Look, I need to have her on because I need to talk to her about what made her come up and kiss you in the club.
I don't know. And I want to say it happened 2 times.
Wow. Yeah, she really needed her hair done then.
Shut up.
She really needed her hair done.
And it was never no introduction. It was never no, hey, what's your name? Even after that, I just figured out her name a couple of years ago. We've been married for 13 years. Nah, because I'm really bad with names, and she always used her middle name as her first name, so we call her Rochelle. So it's like Rochelle. But her real name is Danita Rochelle Dawes. So when I filled out some paperwork, I put
Danita?
Rochelle Dawes, and
like,
she was like, Marcus, what is my name? I'm like, Rochelle, what the hell you mean? But in paperwork, you're supposed to put the government,
right.
Danita, so.
He's like, I love you.
Yeah.
That's your name. That's what I call you.
Yeah, I'm
Mama
bad with
call you
names.
Clay. I'm gonna call you Clay.
And I'm starting to learn that the reason why I'm bad with names is because I'm over the pandemic I learned that I connect with spirits. So it's like when I be meeting people, I be like, do I know you?
Right.
But I just feel like I know them because I guess the spirit. So that's why. And then we still got our slave master's last name anyway, so who cares about that?
This is true.
No, I'm playing.
But it's true,
It
though.
is the truth, but that's crazy. So, yeah, and then the pandemic, that really took my career to the next level. It was the best thing that ever happened to my business.
It's a lot of businesses that the pandemic really pushed forward if people took advantage of it or in happenstances sometimes.
Yeah.
So how did the pandemic really take you to the next level?
I already told you that I've been doing hair since high school.
Right.
I've been going. I got straight out of high school, went straight to booth rental. I didn't do no commission, no nothing. So booth rental, you gotta
make it.
Yeah. So I went straight to booth rental, straight out of high school, straight out of hair school. And I was going to school 9 to 5 in the morning, getting off of school, and then doing hair from 9 to 3 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
the pandemic was the first time in 30 years that I had the time to be like,
right, take a breath.
Bitch, it made you sit down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, bruh, and then we couldn't go in the salon, which, we hustlers, so we're gonna do what we gotta do. But I was
legally.
I was doing house calls. And so I charge extra to do house calls.
Right.
Double. So if you getting a $500 service in the house is $1,000, and I was booked up going to houses. So that lets me further know that this is really my worth. If
you was undercharging.
Yes.
Wow.
And but it took the pandemic to do that because I would never, ever.
You'd have never been like, oh, I'm going to your house when I got a salon, and I'm definitely not going to charge you double what I normally charge you if I'm coming to your house.
Would never did it. And now it was paying it, and they was tipping because I charged for travel. And it was so I am worth this. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because everybody see Marcus does this, Marcus does that.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Because from the outside in, like I said, when I first actually saw you physically, I saw cameras following you.
And see that, and I just put on for the city. So I just got my homeboy. He had the camera. I paid him my $50. I was like, follow me.
Right.
Easy.
Because that's all it takes.
That's all
right.
it takes.
But at that point in time, this is before I was even doing anything in the entertainment industry, if you will. And so in my eyes, I'm like, oh, who that? I see the cameras for the event, but I see a camera following him, you know what I'm saying? And then, of course, you had the stunner shades on inside.
Because I be sleeping and I be covering up my bags. I can't wear concealer like y'all. But yeah, so that, bro, when I tell you that worth, it was like.
Man, so that just took your brain oh.
Yeah. Let's go.
I heard that.
Ain't no turning back. You can't stop me now.
Right.
So yeah, it was the best thing. I mean, sorry for everything that happened to the people and
of course.
stuff, but it was a woosah, like it was a bro. See, and then me, I'm always like I gotta go over here, I gotta see what I can do over here, I gotta go talk to this person, I gotta network over here, and like you have an event, like I'm moving, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to make them all, I was trying to do them all, and it was like, bro, sit down.
Yeah.
So it was perfect.
Wow, that's crazy. So
And now I got used to it.
do you still do house calls, or you just charge more than somebody?
No, no. Now if it's an emergency or something like that, I do maybe a couple, but yeah, they still do it.
That's crazy, man.
Crazy.
I never, because I've been, since the pandemic and everything, I've been paying attention to different businesses as well as my own, trying to see like how it helps certain people in business, things of that nature. But I hadn't even thought about from a hairstylist standpoint of them saying, okay, let me do nothing but house calls and then charging, that amount extra. And then people being able to pay it. But they always say people won't pay for what they want. And if if you bring in the value, then they're gonna shell the money out for it.
You're right. And you know what's funny is because I see my biggest thing is now is that I don't know, it's just opened my eyes up so much to like everything. And I just was seeing I don't know, I seen this, the Fendi, is it Fendi symbol with the 2 F's or something? I don't know.
Probably so. I don't wear none of that stuff.
Me neither either. But I was just wondering. Oh, it came from a tribe.
Okay.
And it was a African tribe. And but Caucasian man.
I was about to say, because Fendi definitely ain't owned by no African.
Took it and we buying it from him. You know what I'm saying? But it's just crazy how our brains is so what are they? Is it like not controlled? Mentally slave? What is it called?
Brainwash.
Probably brainwash. But it's just crazy how we just so accustomed to folding and like not knowing. I don't know. It's just crazy. My point is that
ignorance.
Yeah, it is. Because I was thinking like, why do black people have to wear another last name to validate that you've made it?
Gucci.
Yeah.
Prada.
I've never.
Louis Vuitton. Yeah.
So I tell you, when this pandemic happened, man, I started Googling all this stuff, and they don't teach us that stuff in school.
Nah, not at all.
The Eve gene, the black women is the only woman that carries the Eve gene that can produce any kind of baby. It's just crazy. And I was just researching all this stuff, and we is some powerful people.
We are.
And we don't even know it.
Don't even know it.
Don't even know
Don't even know it.
I'm getting there a little bit.
Listen, I'm still trying to get there myself. I know
there.
a couple things, but I don't know as much as I know I need to know.
But it's crazy.
Yeah.
But I like the journey. Let's go.
The journey is a thing, and a lot of people don't even know they're in a journey. That's
I did.
Right, and that's how it is sometimes, where you're in a journey but you don't even know. No. But once you know you're in a journey, then you can be more strategic. You can be more intentional about what you do, how you do it, who you do it with. Yeah. And then things can kind of pop, and then you have something like the pandemic where it opens your eyes sometimes to a whole nother world that you didn't even think about before.
You're right. And and when I got older, I wanted a higher end clientele. Right. And I knew that I used to say it all the time. And what's funny is I used to be like, I don't want the girls just coming just when they get their school check. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Just coming when they sold some stamps or something. I was like, I want the high end clientele. Yeah. And then the other day, Terrell, I know him since he was like 6. I had like two judges under the dryer. I had my 2 lawyers waiting, you know what I'm saying, to get seen. And he had said, bro, you had already said you already wanted all high-end clientele, and then it ended up coming in the form.
Right.
And I didn't even know it. Just like you, like, no journey. I didn't know I had made the damn journey.
But subconsciously, because that's what you said you wanted.
Yeah.
The things that you were doing were to put that in place, and then you look up, and then boom, you got the judges and the lawyers and everybody sitting in the dryer.
Yeah, and they come because they on the bench every day.
Every day. Oh yeah, they got to keep that wig done.
Got to, and it's crazy how it just came and it's just happening. And then I was on a journey just like I am. Open that business, didn't even know. It don't even be knowing you be inspiring people, just be doing stuff. But I guess that's why people say I'm. Is it humble?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Or some people say humble, but yeah, humble.
But I just be feel like I'm just regular, like, bitch, I ain't made it. What you mean? This is made it, man.
Right.
Oh, well, you need to stay tuned, then. Stay tuned.
It says stay tuned. So it's crazy because, like, you know, and I know just from my point of view, you know, like I said, like I always, Marcus Doss, celebrity hairstylist, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I was joking with Chris before you came in. I told you, like, yo, he's going to be in a suit. I was like, I almost put on.
No, you did.
Yeah, I promise you, right? Like, literally, as you was about to pull up, I'm like, yo, I almost got dressed up because I know Marcus Doss is going to be in a suit with the stunner shades on.
You know what's funny is because people, I used to always dress up when I was younger. My uncle used to call me, he still call me Preach to this day.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did you do that when you were younger?
Yeah, I did. But the thing is, because we was so, we didn't have nothing. My mom always kept us fly. Like, you would never know we didn't have anything. She was like, she'd be like, you never look like what you're going through. And so, like, we went to school, like, we was always fresh. And we know, we creative anyway. Right. So we would move this up, cut this up. You know what I'm saying? So it was always, like, kind of stylish because we used to make it happen. But then I had got older, and I was like, what will make my salon stand out? Because it's like 350 salons in Fayetteville. Okay. And I'm thinking, like, what will make my salon, what will make me stand out as a stylist? So I was like, shit, let's wear bow ties to work. So it was like me and 3 other dudes, and we all wear bow ties, and we all wear like vests and neckties, and then we, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, because I always see the stylists that, you know, because you don't have to dress up, but the client, and then I always knew that I wanted to, and I heard it somewhere, it was like dress like the clientele you want to attract. Mm-hmm. And it happened. Yeah. And that's the Purple Cow. Seth Godin wrote a book called Purple Cow. Oh. No, I thought you was using that as a scenario.
Look, now he wrote a book called Purple Cow, and it speaks to exactly what you were saying. I didn't read the whole book, but I read enough to get the gist of it, where, like, make everything that you do be remarkable. Mm-hmm. And they were like, yo, okay, so what's remarkable to you? And he's like, something that people will remark about. Yeah. And so you having a bow tie on, you having people are going, oh, yeah, they look nice when they came in. They didn't look like they just run down or whatever. Yep. Yeah.
And every day we dress up. Even my staff, we if girls wear skirts, they wear the tights, closed-toe shoes. Just like if you was working at you never went to the doctor and he got on a throwback jersey. Like you know what I'm saying? You want that clientele, so you gonna and you got it. And I'm a firm believer. And then you got to think about it when you image. Yeah. Is sad, but it is everything. I mean, look at the Kardashians. What's their talent?
Image.
That's it. And everybody flock. You become a billionaire off of fake lips. Black girls had these lips forever. And now you become a billionaire off this image. Like, so you just put on for the city to get a check. What's up? That's it. Just put on, man. Word. So and that's what we're known for. Even when we go to like weddings, if I bring the team for a wedding, we wearing all black. It could be fashion black, but it's all black. If we doing like when we do our government contractors and we go do presentations for the VA, it's always blue suits and neckties and white shirts.
So as soon as they see you, they already know. Okay, mean business.
The check.
Right.
Bitch, I went in there with a damn suit on and a briefcase with nothing in the bit. It looked like somebody. What's up? Bitch, what y'all about to do? I got that contract though. Nothing in it. Not a paper or pencil, the damn purse. Got it off Amazon. Okay. You cut that bitch. How you doing?
Look, you put that contract in there.
Put it on. I said, can I borrow your pen? Bitch, I didn't have one.
Wow.
So yeah, but I'm just saying it. But it's just because that I put on, and then I was just saying, like, for instance, like people, if you exude it like confidence, like I really didn't know what I was talking about. Right. But I looked like I did. Right. And for instance, and then when that President Trump got in there, he was winging it. Yeah. He ain't have no political background. He went in there with his red tie on. Right. Winging it. Bitch, I can wing it too. Where we going? What we about to do?
There's an art to winging it. That a lot of people don't. Oh. And I think just you have to be that type of person to just understand like, yo, I can wing this or I can do that, because then it's not even really a big deal. It's just, oh yeah, I went with a briefcase with nothing in it because I knew that I needed to look a certain way.
Yeah, and some people like, oh my God, I need my FAFSA, I need my MPI number, I ain't got nothing in that bed. They thought I was them.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, but my point is that you can make it happen.
Yeah.
It ain't like just like I got that building. I thought I needed all this money. I thought I needed these loans. And when the bank denied me, I could have like just stopped them and like
It's a wrap. Yeah.
it's a wrap. Like damn, they took my self-esteem down like shit. But you can't shake me because I already know it's always ways around it. Like when people and I really just learned like when somebody say no, it's always close the door. It's always another that's gonna open.
Yeah.
And I know now, like even when but my wife, like when you tell, like for example, we just did like all this stuff for this grant for the city. We was getting another one from the We did all this paperwork. It was like months of paperwork. We was getting them this, getting them this, getting them this, and they was like, okay, we need this by this date. We need this. Okay, y'all sent this. We need this. Like we was getting this damn paperwork in because we need this damn money.
Right.
Got the paperwork in. It took months to get the paperwork in. As soon as we put the paperwork in, the grant, they was like, oh, you denied. So my wife was like, okay, whatever.
Right.
Me, I screenshot it. I sent it to the lady. I was like, why we did lie? I sent it to my other lady that got me my first grant. I was like, what's going on? Like, why the hell? Like, bitch, everybody in the pandemic, we still in one. What the fuck?
Right.
Give me my money. But I sent it back to him. I was like, hey, what's going on? Maybe an hour later, she called me back. Yes, Mr. Dawes, we saw that you had 2 employees, but we thought you had 3 employees. She just said something. Look, like I didn't have any employees, but she saw that I had employees.
Right.
She's like, well, with that being said, you are approved now.
Wow.
But if I would have took the
no.
first no,
Yeah.
we would have been out. But you can't tell me no.
Right.
You can't do that. Like you have to show me, and then with me mingling in the industry, and I know like businesses that got it that ain't even.
Yeah.
Like, and then I was like, yes, I have a guy that works at he owns this. I had my other guy on this, and everybody got it. I don't understand. Like, and so I put them on. They called them out on it, and that's when they called back. Oh, I see now. Okay, you are approved. Okay.
Right.
Just give me that.
Right.
And stop playing.
And so a lot of people stop.
But yeah, they would
A lot of
stop.
people stop.
If that first no, they would stop. And I get it. My wife the same way. Even when she was, got that wreck and they gave her that $300, she stopped.
Yeah.
But now I done open her eyes up like,
Yeah, she
no,
like, nah, we ain't having that.
no, you not. You can't. And it's always ways around stuff. And they give their stuff to who they get their stuff to. When rules and stuff don't go their way, they make up another rule.
Right.
So no, hell no.
Like run my check.
Run me there
Run
because
my
I already
check.
know people that got it, and it's doable. It's always doable. And then for one, I knew the girl that worked down at the damn Grant Place, and she had gave me a layout, which I did read it a little bit, and it had $400,000 they still had in the thing to give to small businesses, and they only gave it out to 44 businesses.
Oh wow.
So I ran that back to it too.
Yeah. Like it's still more money
You
left.
still eating. What you talking about, girl? Give me this. Oh yeah, okay, all right. I see that also.
I see that also.
So yeah, no, you can't do it.
Right.
Heck no.
Man, this has been good.
From the dirt.
In the beginning, I asked you who you think you are, right?
You did.
I did. So,
Who do you think? Because most times when somebody say that, it's like I'm trying to be like I'm doing like I'm like what the hell you mean? Who I think I am? I don't know.
so now I'm gonna ask you, who do you think you will be? And I'm asking you that because you alluded to like, hey, if you think I'm successful now, just wait.
Well, this. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna become a millionaire. But I'm gonna be a millionaire soon. How? The same way I don't know how I did all this other shit. Bitch, I ain't
So
got no plan.
So you gonna wing it to a millionaire?
I'm gonna wing it. Just cut me another check.
Look, that's your book right there. Wing it.
Winging it. Yes.
Listen, I need 5% off of that.
You know what's funny? I'm about to write is it a autobiography? What is it about your life? What is it called?
Yeah, autobiography, memoir. Yeah,
Yeah.
all that. Yeah.
Oh, well, this guy's supposed to be helping me, but since we here talking,
Hey, what's up? What's up? Listen, I'm with it.
I don't
SP
know.
the writer.
winging it.
Winging it.
That's what's up.
That's your title. So,
But I do want to write one
Okay.
because I have just like for instance, like the youth that's coming up, they don't know, and then people think they see your glory, but they don't know your story. Like this guy was like, oh man, when I met you, I just thought about your family. I thought your daddy walked around with bow ties on and thought like the Bill Cosby family bitch.
Nah.
Throw your ass.
Well, people don't know. They just know
know.
we just know what we see. You know what I mean,
That's
with the eyes. But
That's all.
that's dope. You winging it. I think that's it.
Winging it. Don't they all?
Right.
And I don't know if you need to watch that Michelle Obama documentary thing. She was saying that she done sat with kings and queens and thrones and people on thrones, and she said they don't even know how they got there. So let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Y'all suited and booted it. What you need?
Look, next time you go, I'm gonna throw me a suit on.
What you
and
need?
and some hard bottles. I'm gonna wear some shoes for
Bro.
that episode.
It worked.
Right.
Dress like the clientele you want to attract. And then people had stuff to say, which I really don't care because I don't give a damn. They was like, oh, you go to that boy that wore his church clothes to work. Bitch. Kiss my ass.
Listen.
Yeah, they do. I wear them to work. What's
Right.
up?
Exactly.
And then people was like, and that's why I made my suite all white. I'm a tourist, so when you tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna try
Right.
so fucking hard to make that shit happen.
Right.
And so I made my suite white. Then they was like, you gonna wear a white suit to work? You gonna get color all over? And so I really tried hardest to keep it white.
Right.
And I was like, how you come to work? They be like, you gonna get your sleeves wet? No.
Right.
Because y'all already said
I'm
I
a
was gonna
professional.
do it. I'm gonna make it happen. So I think that's where it come from. I'm bullheaded and stubborn. So
Gotcha.
don't tell me no, because you're not gonna no.
Gotcha. That's what's up.
I'm gonna go harder.
Well, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
broski. East side on the east side.
This guy. So that ends our episode. Who do you think you are?
We was taping.
Yeah, we was typing.
Oh, I ain't even know that.
I'll let y'all next time.
I'm glad.
This guy. Oh man, we better have been taping. Yeah, we good.
This is my water.
Yeah, that's your water.